Hey, what's going on? Y'all back in the building, man. Hey, I just want to give y'all like a little testimony in my life because like I'm very transparent, and I like to for like the people that subscribe to me, I love for y'all to know my background, to know what's going on with me in the present and the future and the present and the past as well, you know. Cause like one thing that I notice is that a lot of these YouTubers out here that's in the truth and stuff, you really don't know nothing about them. They always preaching these things and um, talking about Yah and stuff like that, but you really don't know them. You really don't know what they've been through and stuff like that. So I want to get into this right. Um, when I was involved in gangs, right? I was involved in gangs. I got involved into like gangs when I was probably like about 13 years old, maybe like 13, 14 years old. I started getting involved in gangs and stuff like that, and when I look back at it on hindsight, like I'm noticing like, um, like I'm looking at it like now, like my younger me, I started dressing different. That should be a sign to your parents. Like, I started dressing different. I started dressing like the rappers that I seen on TV. I started dressing like the gangsters that you see on the streets, wearing fitted caps, sag my pants and stuff like that. Um, and one thing about parents is that parents really don't be paying attention to their children. This is one thing that I've noticed, yo. But started getting involved in the gangs at like around 12, 13, 14. And I just started being in the streets, you know what I'm saying? I started being in the streets like all the time. Like, there's probably be times where I don't even do my homework. Like, I'll come home from school, act like I did my homework, but I didn't. Then go outside and be in the streets, yo. I'll be out there with the older dudes and stuff like that. And I was out there, yo. You know what I'm saying? And I had heart too. I remember one time, I slapboxed this one dude. He was an older dude too. Like, I was just like 13 years old. This dude was like freaking 18, 19, and I slapboxed him. And he's like, I didn't even see the jump coming. You know what I'm saying? We was at the park, right? We was at courthouse. We was at the park. The courthouse was the neighborhood that I was in, and it was people out there. He asked, who want to slapbox me? I said, I want to slapbox you. I'm 13, 14 years old. He's a grown man, really. So we squared up, and all I felt was like one pop. That's all I felt, guys. That's all I felt. Yeah. And next thing I know, like I'm leaning down, and I spit blood out my mouth. We were slapboxing. After the fact, people saying his cousin was saying like, yeah, he a boxer, like he boxes. You know what I'm saying? So his hands are registered. You know what I'm saying? Like my lip was like huge, bro. Like for a few days, and I still got a lump in my lip and to this day, like on the inside. I'm like, gosh, dog, bro, how the heck am I gonna tell my mama about this? And but this was when look, check this out though, right? One time I remember I was in my room and I looked out my back window, and I looked out my back window, and it was like about like a lot of y'all not, bro. It's like 20, 30 gang members with all black on. I looked out my window and I seen this out the back of my window. I was like, man, like that look, because like as a kid that looked so intriguing. You know what I'm saying? Because this is stuff that you see on TV and stuff like that, but they out here really doing this. That they really doing this. So like that really intrigued me. So that was what made me really want to get involved in gangs and stuff like that. So that gang right there, it wasn't really a big, huge gang like Bloods and Crips like that, GDs. It was just like they said it was a gang that came from New York, came down to Virginia, but it was like big in Courthouse, you know, the neighborhood I was in. So I got down with them. That wasn't really too big, you know. Then I got to high school. I got to high school, right? And I wanted to level up, you know. I wanted to level up, so I started talking to this one dude, man. He was cool. As a matter of fact, he used to work like at Busch Gardens, not with me. If y'all know what Busch Gardens is, it's like a amusement park in Virginia. And one of the dudes that I work with, he introduced me to this dude, and found out he was a GD. And then next thing you know, the dude that was a GD, he went to the same school as me. This like the following year when school came through, you know. So we in Woodside, you know what I'm saying, we kicking it and stuff like that. And I got put down with the set. I got put down with the Gangster Disciples, with GDs, right? So I got down with them, you know. And like, this is like when like my whole life is changing, you know. And when I look back on it, and my mother and my father, they're not noticing the transition and what I'm going through. They're not noticing it, y'all. They're not noticing it. And for you mothers and fathers out there, this is a learning experience for y'all as well, because a lot of people, they're not conscious of what their kids are going through. You know, this is 2024. You have to be conscious of what your children are going through now. Like, we're in the last days. You know, the Bible tells us, train your children when they're young, so they won't depart from it when they get older. You got to get them when they're young. You have to get them when they're young, and you have to have a relationship with the Most High. If you don't have a relationship with the Most High, more than likely your kids are going to go on the wrong path. Every time. I know this from personal experience. I've been through it, you know. And bro, I remember it was times, yo, once I got down with the GDs, right? It was times like, yo, like this is when I ain't care about nothing, bro. Like, it was a time where I remember when I went to my dad's house. I went to my dad's house like on a Sunday, because I always would see him on the weekends and stuff. And he used to like have corn liquor and stuff like that. So I went to his house and I snuck some corn liquor. I guess he went out, and I did it real fast. I put it in an empty water bottle. I filled that joint up. Corn liquor, guys. This is like Everclear type. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is some strong stuff, you know. So I got the corn liquor. I put it in my whatever. I went to school the next day, and I guess like either before I got on the bus or while I was on my way to school, I was sipping that corn liquor. Sipping it, bro. I'm sipping the corn liquor, right? I'm like, yes, sir. I'm about to be in class lit. I'm about to be in the building, right? So as soon as I get off the bus, one of the homies, he was over me, and he came up to me. He got off his bus. I got off my bus. He was in the bus parking lot. He was like, "Hey, we about to jump somebody in today." I was like, "All right, bet." You know, because I was already ready for war. You know, I was already in that state already. You know what I'm saying? I'm already drinking spirits. You know, I was already in that state. So we took him to the woods. We jumped him in. He bleeding and stuff like that, and and then after that, we dapped up. You know, and we all went to school just like that, like it was nothing. You know, and this wasn't even the first. This wasn't the first time we jumped somebody in. Like I was jumping so many people in. It was one time like I came back home with a busted lip, and I just told my mom I got into a fight. You know, she still didn't know. You know, I'm wearing all black. Like, this is all I'm wearing. I'm wearing all black, sometimes gray, and sometimes like black and blue. You know, because that was their colors. No, I'm not GD no more. I don't bang. I don't affiliate with that crap at all. It's all it, bro. Come on, man. But so I remember this one time, right? Like, and I was deep into it, yo. Like, I was really out there with it, man. I really was, yo. Like, this was my life. Like, this is all I thought about. Like, this was really my life, yo. This was really my life. And we used to go to parties and stuff like that. We used to get into it with different type of gangs and stuff. And we used to be in the parties deep too. I used to get into it. We used to get into it. In high school, nobody wasn't messing with us because we was the predominant gang in there. Nobody wasn't messing with us. And plus, with me, like I always look like I always had a still face on me, like, you know, like I looked like I wasn't nothing to play with. So nobody never messed with me. You know, I was quiet for real for the most part. Nobody never really messed with me in high school. Nobody wasn't messing with me. But it's so like crazy to me that my parents, like, this is what the moral of the story is really, is that like my parents, they had no idea. They never talked to me about it. They never tried to guide me in the right direction or nothing. Like, this is crazy, man. It's so crazy to me. Like, I don't mean to put my parents on nothing like that. Like, I feel like my parents was good. They did what they could have done. You know, they did as best as they could. You know, like, it's, bro, like, look at the times we're in. We've been in the last days for a little while now. You know, you can only do but so much. You know, you can try to raise your child the best way you can, but they're gonna still do what they want to do, especially when they become teenagers. This is all wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You know, I have understanding now. You can do but so much. You know, once your child become a teenager, they're gonna do what they want to do. You know, it's all about just praying. You have to have the Most High in your life. If you don't raise your children under the Most High, that's already a red flag. You already messed up. You already messed up, because that opens portals for Satan, for the enemy. You know, if you're not serving the Most High, you're serving Satan. And that's the reality of it. And you're raising your children under Satan. That's the reality of it. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know, it's no in between. You can't serve two masters, as the Bible says. Either you love one or you hate the other. If you're not serving the Most High with all your heart and all your soul, you're serving Satan. You know. So but look, this one particular night though, this was the night that my mom actually found out that I was banging. Me and two other G's, right? We were about to go to this party, and anytime we'll go to a party, before we go to the party, we'll go to the Sunoco or any store like Hop and Shop. We'll go to a store where they'll let us get alcohol, right? So we'll get, like, this is when Juices was out. Y'all remember Juices? It was JOOSE. Those, and back then they was like just 9%, 8%. So we'll get like about 2 or 3 of them jumps, and we'll just pass them around down on them before we go to the party, right? So we was at some apartments or something like that. I don't know why we was at these apartments. I don't know if we was waiting for somebody or what, bro. But we was in that jump. I don't even think we even cracked them yet. I don't even think we even opened them. I don't remember if we did or not. We probably did. I don't know. I don't think we did. I don't think we did, because they would have locked the driver up. We ain't even opened them yet. We ain't even open them yet, and all of us were below the age limit. So we just sitting at these apartments, yo. Man, this crazy, man. This crazy, man. Like, I've been protected all this time, yo. It's probably something was going to happen that night, because we just sitting there on the side waiting for somebody or something like that. Next thing I know, the police come. They right behind us with the lights on. So, you know, long story short though, man, they searched us and stuff like that. They seen the alcohol, It wasn't open for some reason. They ain't do nothing with them. They just let them go. But they called my mom down there. They called my mom. My stepdad came. They saw my flag. I had my black flag on me. And they took that from me. Did they take it from me? No, they didn't take it from me. They didn't take it from me. We're gonna get to that. The police talked to my mom. My mom was so mad, yo. My mom was so mad. She was so mad at me, yo, and I understand, yo. I understand. But this is why you gotta pay attention to your children. The police told them what was going on, and the police gave my mom my black flag. And once the police gave my mom the black flag, she saw it and she looked at it and she threw that junk right in my face, yo. She threw that black flag right in my face. I'll never forget that day, dog. That was the day that my mama found out. My stepdad was there. He was just looking, like, cause he understands, you know what I'm saying? He was a street dude. He understood. He knew what was going on. He probably actually been saw it. My mama, she was just finding out. She threw that junk in my face, and I grabbed it off my face. I put that junk right back in my pocket. I was still banging. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention this too, right? There was another incident. I don't know if this was before I got caught with the flag or after, man. But it was this one time in school, right? I was in high school at this time, and I had my knowledge book, like my notebook full of all my knowledge and stuff like that, right? And the teacher, her name started with a B. It was a white lady. I'll never forget her. I will never forget her, bro. She was walking around the classroom, and I didn't know she was walking behind me. And I was in my my knowledge book, and I was reading it and stuff like that, like studying it. This lady came behind me and she seen it, and next thing you know, I'm in the principal office. They done took my book. Like, like, this is one rule: you're not supposed to let anybody take your book, bro. They took my dang on book. They took my whole dang on knowledge book, yo. Like, this was forbidden. Like, this was not supposed to happen. You know, they took my book. The principal, they seen it. They found out about it. Once my mom found out about it, I got suspended too. Once my mom found out about it and I got suspended, yo, she kicked me out the house. You know, she kicked me out the house for like about like a day, like between like a day or 3 days. I really don't remember all the way, but she kicked me out, and I don't blame her. You know what I'm saying? I don't blame her. I understand that she was frustrated. She was mad. She's a woman. She was in her emotions. I understand. You know, but she didn't have understanding. You know, it was a reason why I was seeking these things. It was a reason why I was seeking some type of guidance. She didn't have understanding, you know. And I just want to tell you, parents out there, man, pay attention to your kids, especially in these last days. We're in the last of the last days. Pay attention to your kids with everything. Like with my son, this is wisdom to y'all. With my son, like, I notice everything with him. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I'm home, I notice everything with him. I notice his mannerisms, the way he moved, the way everything. You know, all the way down to the specks of his skin. You know, if he have any you know, spots on his skin, I notice it. I notice all of it. You know, he got this little like this little like bump thing. I don't know if it's a mole or what on his foot. I noticed that. You know, this is and this is a little thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I notice everything about my son, you know, because I know that my parents didn't do the same thing with me, you know, so I want to know everything about my son. You know, I love him. I love him, yo, you know, and I like, the last thing I want is for him to go down the path that I went through, you know, especially in these times, you know. Mothers and fathers out there right now, show them love. Make sure y'all show them love. Make sure that they know that you love them. You know, show them that you love them. You know, but you know, discipline them as well. Show them responsibility. You know, talk to them like a regular person. You know what I'm saying? Don't be so hard on them all the time. You know, kids, they see these things, like they react to these things. Y'all gotta understand is like kids are humans. You know, like this is your child. You gotta understand, like these kids, this is your child. These are your children. Show them love. They need love. These are kids. And pay attention to them. Pay attention to them. Anytime they come from school, pay attention to them. See if anything is changed or altered. You know what I'm saying? So you can correct it right in and there. Or pay attention to them when they come from their friend's house or their cousin's house or their grandma's house, whatever. Pay attention to them when they come back. You know what I'm saying? Make sure nothing is altered. You have to really pay attention to these things. Because like some things can be vital, you know? Some things can be vital. And it can be small things. Small things can be vital because it can lead up to bigger things. How I know? Because I've been through it. I know it. Pay attention to your kids. Like this is vital. Pay attention to your kids. Be vigilant. These are your children. You brought them in this world. You know, they didn't ask to be here. You can't just wing it. Raise your kids right. Raise them under the Most High. Raise them under the Word. Raise them right under the Word too. Don't be taking them to church and all that. Don't take them to church. Teach them the gospel for real. Teach them the truth. If you teach these kids the truth while they're young, they're gonna listen to you. You gotta teach them the truth. What's really going on? Teach them that they're the real Jews. You gotta teach them these things. You gotta teach them the truth. They'll listen to you. I promise you, they'll listen to you. If my parents was to teach me the truth back then, I would have listened to them. You know what I'm saying? And I don't. And man, it's a deep hole, y'all. Like I said, man, I don't want to put my parents under the bus or nothing like that. They were good parents. You know, they did what they could do. They did what they knew. You know. Anyways, hope y'all like this video. I love y'all. Talk to y'all later.